What's up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with a very special guest tonight, Mr. Anthony Segura, running back for the Duke City Gladiators. Anthony, how you doing tonight, man?
How's it going, my friend? Thank you so much for having me, bro. I'm very appreciative that you're having me on your show.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. So, get right into it. You just finished up your rookie season with the Duke City Gladiators. How is it playing indoors? Did you enjoy it? And what are some differences from the outdoor game, you would say?
I'll tell you, first and foremost, man, the speed of the game is a lot quicker. First and foremost, I think everybody knows the field's a lot smaller and it's a lot shorter and a lot less wide. So the game happens a lot quicker. I played football continuously since 1999, so 24 years, and I played at high levels. You know what I mean? So definitely it was a change for me coming from outdoor to indoor. A lot of the speed cuts and stuff like that and the angles are a lot quicker, and you just don't have the room, you know what I mean, to kind of get open sometimes. But I enjoyed it, man. Like I said, Duke City and New Mexico is my home, and it was a no-brainer when I found out that the Gladiators were having tryouts and stuff like that. You know, for me and my family, I took a leap of faith, and the rest is history, man. Like I said, it wasn't the season we wanted, but, you know, as an individual, I was very happy for the opportunity. I'm very blessed to be here.
For sure. So I'm kind of taking it back to your high school career. Take me through that.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna have to rewind the clock back a little bit. So I was a freshman at Capitol High School in Santa Fe, New Mexico, 2008, 2009. I was a freshman varsity letterman, so I did play on varsity as a freshman. Sophomore year, I was a starter on varsity. Junior year, I was tied for the team lead in touchdowns in scoring, and then my senior year is when I really took off. I was a 1,000-yard rusher, and I had, all the accolades: first team all district, first team all this, first team all that, and stuff like that. But it was good, man. Like I said, I played for a high school that wasn't very good at the time. We went 1-9, but not in an unselfish way. I was one of the few bright spots of the team, and taking away from a bad season again as being one of the bright spots. I didn't have much recruits looking at me since our team went 1-9. We didn't make the playoffs. We didn't win districts. We didn't win even the city championship. But again, so I had to hustle, man. I had to hustle and move on. And, I felt like I still had so much left in the tank for me. And, so I ended up taking on my talents and trying to pursue my dream of expanding my football career in college. So I was very gracious to be able to play at the college level following my 4-year stint at Capitol High School.
So one thing that I found really interesting that you said is between your junior and your senior year, you kind of took a huge leap. As someone who's entering their senior year of high school, I play basketball. So what's something that I can do mentally to prepare myself to take that leap during the senior year?
Sure, 100%, man. I beat myself up every day. You know what I mean? I try not to live my life with any regrets because I use them as learning experiences. But one thing that I noticed from when I was 16 to 17, junior, senior year, was my mentality and my approach to just how I trained and how I viewed myself. You know what I mean? Nowadays, man, I'm a very humble person. I've been through a lot of experiences in my own life, not only in football, but my personal life that have really humbled me. So back then when I was a kid, 15, 16 years old, I thought it was God's gift to humanity. You know what I mean? So I thought I was destined to go to the league, thought it was this, but in reality, I got a really big reality check my junior year. And again, I did put up okay numbers, but by my standards, it was not where I wanted to be, especially with only 1 year left in my high school career. So me and my dad, he was my coach throughout my entire life. He still talks to me about football today. And we had to take a different approach, man. And it was an eye-opener for me. And one thing that I just needed to do was just reevaluate myself, man, and just get a better mindset going into my senior year and understanding that you're really not that good, man. You have the potential to be something super, but you're really high in yourself, and you need to take a step back and train and 10 times harder because you want to be there. And unfortunately, like I said, I didn't realize that till after high school, but it kind of allowed me to have the experiences, and one of them being the Duke City Gladiators. And it's helped me to, more so now than it did in my younger age. But I'm just glad, better late than never, bro. I just had to reevaluate. And that's really what it is. My advice for anybody that's looking to make it to the next level or to really expand and At whether at any sport, man, football, basketball, baseball, whatever you do, you have to really train like a pro if that's what you're trying to go. When stuff's hard, you got to push through, bro. It's you got to make the uncomfortable situations comfortable. You got to be uh, essentially you got to make the hard stuff fun for you, so that way you're when you deal with it in the game or any type of adversity, man, you're just able to overcome it, and it's easier. You know what I mean? And that's what being a pro is. You know, when things get hard, man, that's when the fun kicks on. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to give up, but that's the difference, my brother.
For sure. No, I appreciate your advice. So after high school, what was your college recruitment process like?
Yeah, no. So again, bro, I didn't even have not even one recruit hit me up after college. Again, I balled out as a senior, but unfortunately, I think it was just too late in my high school career for me to even get looked at. You know what I mean? I did have a successful year. I went to New Mexico Highlands University, and I actually tried out as a walk-on there. They told me, they were interested in me from the get-go, and they wanted me to do it. And then I never got the call, man. I never got the call after the tryout from New Mexico Highlands in Las Vegas, New Mexico. So I felt like, to a degree, bro, I'm like, where do I go from here? So from there, I kind of took off in a semi-pro direction and started a team here in Santa Fe with one of my friends, Jerry Archuleta, and we revamped a team called the Santa Fe Sting. So I did semi-pro for a long time, man, and just to kind of keep myself together and technically sound and to keep myself around the game. And a lot of the people that I played with in semi-pro, they were like, dude, you need to, stop this semi-pro stuff and you need to get back into college. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, well, let's see what I can do. Well, I had a friend and a teammate of mine. His name was Pat Fickey. He played with me in the Santa Fe Sting. He had hit me up and said, hey, man, I went to Eastern New Mexico University. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to play college? I think I was 20 years old at the time when this conversation took place. And I said, well, man, I said, I kind of did I gave college a shot and it really wasn't for me. And, both scholastically and athletically, I had a successful academic career at New Mexico Highlands, but I was more of a hands-on guy, man, and I wanted to get my feet rolling into life. And he had really encouraged me to go pursue football again. So I went and he says, I'll make a phone call, bro. I can probably get you on the field. He says, the rest, you got to do the work to go try out at Eastern New Mexico University. And he said, well, I don't know, man. So I sat on it. I spoke with my family, and it took me about a month to really make the decision. And in the spring of 2015, man, I took a leap of faith and I went and tried out for Eastern New Mexico University, and I ended up making the team, and it was successful, man. I played in a couple games. I had a real short, brief couple drives here and there. I played receiver, though, slot receiver. Again, I'm not the biggest dude or the strongest dude, but I felt like I had a good 10, 20-yard quickness to move off of and to use to my advantage. And I have always felt like I've had great hands. So I said, you know what, man, this is my dream. I'm going to come and I'll play for Eastern New Mexico. Well, it was short. Like I said, man, I ended up leaving in 2017 and played in a couple games here. Nothing spectacular, though. I wasn't recognized at all by any NCAA accolades or whatever. But I felt like I was a product of my high school self, man. I felt like I was just a late bloomer. I felt like I had a lot left to prove to myself and to others. You know what I mean? I felt like I just went about it the wrong way because of my preparation when I was a kid and kind of set me back. But yeah, man, I ended up doing 2 years at Eastern New Mexico in Portales, New Mexico. I was a Greyhound. And that's that, brother.
For sure. No, that's an awesome college journey. You figured out what worked and you chose the right path for yourself. So after college, did you evaluate the professional opportunities or
Sure.
And in your personal life, what are you involved in currently?
Sure, absolutely, man. So once I finished at Eastern New Mexico, man, I lived out that opportunity as much as I could. I was, between you and I, bro, I'm a humble person and I'm not afraid to admit, bro, I was running out of time, money, and energy to stay in Portales and to stay pursuing my dream in that aspect at Eastern. So I had to come home. Portales is about 3 hours away from Santa Fe, where I live. I had to come back, reevaluate my life, get where I needed to be, get some money in my pocket so I can figure out what my next step was, whether I was going to hang this football thing up for good, or if I was going to start a family and move forward. and kind of make life decisions. You know what I mean? So I came home, I worked for a little bit, man. I had a couple part-time jobs here and there, and um, I try to get myself back on track in my life before I could pursue my passions. You know what I mean? So um, when I was able to get myself back on track, man, I did end up going back to the Sting, which was the semi-pro team that I was telling you about, and we revamped it again in 2019. So again, I played again in 18 and then revamped it in 2019. And I thought, this is it, man. This is what's fun for me. I know I didn't ever make it pro, like I thought I was going to, and college wasn't really working out for me the way that I had pictured to. And but I was having fun and I was having great success on the semi-pro level against a bunch of different teams, particularly in the Colorado area. I made the Santa Fe Sting a national competing team, meaning we would often just play teams in New Mexico, but we changed the team to travel across the state, you know what I mean, and to different states. We went to Colorado, Texas, and Arizona, played some Arizona teams and stuff like that, and we had great success, man. I was getting a lot of good feedback from coaches and stuff like that, and I'd always told myself, bro, I feel like I have so much left to give, and it was just I was struggling to get people to practice and stuff like that, man. So I talked with my family about it, and we were done, man. We said, you know what, we're gonna walk away from the Sting, and I'm okay. I feel like I've lived my life playing football the way that I wanted to do, and I felt like I was at a point in my life where I could hang it up on my terms, if that makes sense. And sure enough, man, me and my family, we went to a couple Gladiator games that year, 2022, last year. I stopped running the Sting in 2021, and then we started going to Gladiator games that spring of 2022. And I said, man, I feel like these guys aren't that much bigger than me, that much faster than me, or that much more skilled than me. So, my family had pushed it towards me, man. What if you tried out for the Gladiators? I said, oh, it's always been something in the back of my head, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So, sure enough, the Gladiators had posted in October of 2022 that they were having open tryouts. And initially I said, nah, man, I'm not in any type of shape for something like that. You know what I mean? There's no way. And my family had kept pushing me on, sending me the flyer and stuff. I said, you know what? Let's do it. I buckled down, man. I buckled down for about 35, 40 days. I ate clean, worked out every day, trained, ran my butt off. And we went to the tryouts, and I went off, bro. I went off. Like I said, nobody can take that away from me. Coach Fred Griggs, he was really supportive of me. Gina Thomas, the owner of the Gladiators, she was really excited to see my energy on the field. I had a lot of good supporters. I had an interview done prior to the tryouts about my story, and it was good, man. I took off, and I got invited to the camp in March of this year, 2023, and like I said, the rest is history, brother. So it's brings us up to where we are now.
That's amazing, to hear that, you being a local guy too, playing for your hometown team, that means a lot for indoor football as a whole. So, I mean, this season with the Gladiators, obviously you play running back, but the quarterback position, you had Nate Davis, you had Charlie McCullum. What are some things you took away from all the quarterbacks? Like maybe one thing from each quarterback you can say.
I'll tell you this, man. Since I tried out, Nate Davis was at my tryout in October. Him and Byron Cooper, Greg Dent, Amari Hampton, Josiah Hunter, all those guys, Gladiator OGs, man. From the second I step foot on the field, Shamil, can't forget about you, brother. You guys, they all of them, man. They took me in and they really guided me under their wing, and they took me in as family, man. I owe everything in the world to them because of helping them through, having them show me the ropes, really. You know what I mean? And I'm a 25-year guy, bro, with this game, but I'd been to maybe 3 indoor games prior to this. You know what I mean? So I knew nothing about the indoor world. But Nate Davis, man, we would get together every Sunday from tryouts all the way up until camp, and we were throwing, man. We would throw. And I would train. And again, I live in Santa Fe, and Duke City is in Albuquerque. So that's the nickname for Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's about 55 miles south of where I live. So it's about a 35, 40-minute drive. So I would train, man, and just go drive down and meet up with these guys, hang out with them, and get their experiences. And Nate really guided me, man. Nate and those guys and Dent, and they really, put me in a mindset where I needed to be to go to tryouts, man. And again, guys, I appreciate you guys. I can't tell you how blessed I am to have met you guys, and you guys really played a pivotal role in my career thus far. So thank you guys. But yeah, man, Nate Davis, he's the GOAT, bro. I mean, he's the GOAT. No way, ifs, ands, or buts. He's the greatest. I think in all IFL, by far. Like I said, it was time for the Gladiators to make a decision, and like I said, I'm not in a place or in a position to say what happened there, because I really don't know. I showed up to practice and Nate was there, and I came back the next day and Nate was gone. So, I have nothing but love and support for Nate. And him and his family. I'm looking forward to him coming back to New Mexico so we can get back to work, though. And Charles, man, Charles, I never got to really work with him too much. Like I said, we did get a couple snaps together. We played a couple games together. But Chuck, man, I know that he's an IFL legend himself. I think he was the all-time leader in passing in the IFL and stuff like that. And you can't take anything away from someone who has experience like that. You know what I mean? So you just rally around guys like that, man, and you try and apply your game and to take their advice and apply it to your toolbox and see how you can better yourself in your game. You know what I mean?
For sure. So, obviously the elephant in the room is today the AFL announced that they're coming back with 6 teams. What are your thoughts about the new AFL? And could we see you playing in it?
Well, man, I saw it, and I saw the towns that they were looking for putting a team in, and I didn't see any team in New Mexico. So that's basically where I'm going to put the period on that. So
that's what's up. So my last question here is, where do you see yourself personally in 2 to 3 years? And, you seem like a really positive guy. You're not negative at all. So what keeps you positive, and what's your biggest motivation?
Shoot, man. Well, throughout this situation, bro, I'll tell you what, there was a lot of adversity. I had to overcome so much adversity, just within myself, with my teammates, with this team, and just to be able to be here talking with you, man. I'd have to give it all to my faith and my family. I'm a man of God, and that's really what it is, man. At the end of the day, in my town, we're not the biggest, but I see the rough of where I live every day, man, just through what I do, and it humbles me. So any time that I'm able to wake up and put on a football helmet and go run around and smash heads with anybody, I'm doing better than most. And I owe that, to my family and to God and just to my situation, man. So that's what keeps me positive. It doesn't mean that I don't go through frustrations and anything and, anger just like anybody else. But, it definitely keeps me level-headed on my shoulders. And also, man, like I said, I have a promise and obligation to a kid from the south side of Santa Fe. And I tell people this all the time. Back in the early 2000s, man, there was a kid from the south side of Santa Fe that just wanted to make the NFL, and he dreamed of being the running back for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm speaking about myself, but I owe it to that kid, man, to pursue this dream as far as I can. And I'm a father myself. I have 3 beautiful sons and a beautiful girlfriend who takes care of me, man. And we make it happen, man. I have the support of my family, and they understand what football means to me. And we wouldn't trade it for the world, man. As long as I'm breathing and still have the itch to pursue this dream, my family is going to ride with me, and we're gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. So I'd love to be a Duke City Gladiator again, man, in 2023, as long as all the moons line up again and everything works out with my family and the time's right, man. Like I said, I don't ever see me wanting to leave Duke City willingly just because this is my home.
Let's go, man. That got me fired up. I'm excited, to see what you're going to do in your career. I really appreciate you, taking the time to come on tonight. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Keep grinding, and I will see you next season with the Duke City Gladiators. Absolutely, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. And, aside from the Duke City Gladiators, man, you need anything, you just holler at your boy, bro. I also own the Santa Fe Adult Flag Football League here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So we have 10 teams going on this year. We're getting ready to kick off August 5th. So, holler at your boy, and I'll get you a football and some stuff sent your way, my brother. For sure. Really appreciate it, man. Hey, keep grinding. I'll see you real soon. Sounds good, bro. Game changer. I'm a game changer.